What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. I'm sure that you could tell by the title that today's video is going to be a continuation in my Disney travel series updated for 2017, and today we're talking about Epcot, and I'm so excited about it. I put on my Minnie Mouse jacket. This is what I wore to Epcot this past January, and I'm missing it. I'm always missing it, so I'm super excited to share with you guys some of my thoughts and recommendations. I do have a whole series. I've done a couple of reviews on hotels that I've stayed at. I did a review on the Disney dining plan on if it's really worth it, and then reviews on the other parks. I don't know which order they're going up in, so I will link everything for you guys down below and you can check it out. So, yeah, let's just go ahead and get started. If you guys are excited to hear what I have to recommend for you, then just keep watching. Alright, so as per the usual with the way that I've been filming these videos, let's go ahead and first talk about dining. So, Epcot is the place where you eat like a pig, honestly. They have so many options and just deliciousness because, as I'm sure most of you know, Epcot does have the World Showcase, so you're going to find authentic cuisine to whatever country you're in at that time, and they have just there are so many delicious options. It's going to take me forever to make all these recommendations for you, but we're going to go ahead and try. So, the other thing I have to recommend that's over in Future World is that there is, I believe it's called Club Cool, but you can go in there and for free, you can sample different types of soda from around the world. So, oh my gosh, it is so much fun. And honestly, like, you can take as much as you want. They give you little, sample cups to try it all out, but we all took multiple drinks. It's not a big deal, but it is so delicious. My personal favorite is the soda from Thailand. It's green, it tastes like watermelon, but the soda from Zimbabwe is a close second. It's delicious. It's like a raspberry. They also have one, I can't remember if it's from Peru, don't quote me on that, but it tastes just like bubblegum. It's like you're drinking bubblegum. It's so delicious. And it's so fun for kids too because, they get to try different things and you can explain to them like where it's from. My niece was all about it. She left there with like color like all over her face because she had tried them all, and it's great. So I highly recommend that you guys stop in there, especially during the day whenever it's hot. If you just need a quick little refreshing drink, we went in there twice, once in the morning and once at night. So you might check that out. But that's all I have to recommend for the Future World part of Epcot. The other restaurants are all in the World Showcase. So let's talk France because that's the first place that we actually picked up food from. I'm going to butcher this. I talked about it in the Disney dining plan video. I'm going to butcher the name of this. Les Halles Boulangerie Patisserie, whatever. It's in France. It has a huge selection of desserts and croissants and pastries and like yogurt parfaits and like all kinds of stuff. It is amazing. Look it up on your little tour guide and see how you pronounce it, but it's amazing. You can use your snack credits in there. Oh my gosh, like we tried so many things and it was all so delicious. Like we tried a chocolate mousse like tart type thing and a croissant, and we tried like this fruit type thing, and then there was a lemon cream like pastry thing that we tried. It's delicious. It's awesome. And there's a really cool store attached to it as well. And then also in France, you could get French crepes off of these little food cart trailer thing, and you could use your snack credits on those. They're amazing. Oh, they're so good. They make them right in front of you. So absolutely delicious. And then I also want to recommend the pretzels in Germany. They're excellent. You could use your snack credits for those as well. The Liberty Inn in America, if you have, like picky eaters and they don't want to try, like cuisine from around the world or whatever, the Liberty Inn in America does have like burgers and chicken and things like that. So you can definitely cater to the pickier eater in your group. They also have funnel cakes. Who doesn't love a good funnel cake? I personally have not eaten in either Japan or China, but my husband has eaten at both, and he really enjoyed them. We got separate dinner options, obviously, but you could use your meal credits at both the quick service Chinese restaurants and the Japan ones. So there is that option if that's what you're into. I know that they've got, I know they have some sushi options, but I'm not sure if they're at the quick service or if those are at the restaurants that require a reservation. So you would have to do a little more research. And then I kind of forgot whenever I was talking about Germany, but there's a caramel store by Werther's, I believe, in Germany. It's called Caramel Cage or Caramel Catch or something like that. And they have caramel apples, caramel popcorn, caramel s'mores, caramel dipped marshmallow. I mean, anything that you could put caramel on, they did it. Like, it is the most amazing store. It smells so good. There's so many options. If you have snack credits that you want to use there, or even, you know, for us as a party of 6, we had so many extra snack credits. My mother-in-law and I went in there and used like 8 snack credits. We got so much stuff, and it was all so worth it. It was so delicious, so good. They have caramel covered Rice Krispie treats that are shaped like Mickey. You can't go wrong. Just go in there and start pointing at things. Like, I want one of everything because it is so good. And then my favorite place to eat actually in Epcot is La Cantina de San Angelo. I hope I'm saying that right. It's in the Mexico portion of the World Showcase, and they have nachos that you could use a meal credit on that are like, I mean, I could share them with 3 people if I wanted to. Like, it's huge. So delicious. And then they also have chicken tacos with refried black beans, and they are so delicious. Oh my gosh. So if you were into like really authentic Mexican food, I highly recommend that you guys check that out because so good, so delicious. If you're into more, you know, of the like fine dining where you need like reservations and stuff, I don't have much to recommend because I've never actually eaten at any of those. I know that the reservation only Mexican restaurant, I've heard that it's really, really good. So you'll definitely have to do your research on that if you guys are looking to do like a fine dining thing, because we didn't do that. So let's move on to rides and what I suggest that you use your fast passes for. If you're staying on property, you do get to pick your fast passes 60 days prior to your arrival date, and I highly recommend doing so because you are going to, you know, see a lot of lines for rides, and with a fast pass, you don't have to wait. So let's go ahead. I'm going to do like I have done with the other park videos in a way. Like, if you have older kids who really like rides, I have some recommendations for those, and then I'll do one where like we're talking like toddler age children. So let's talk about the older kids first. The number one thing that I recommend you do with anybody in general, but definitely with older kids, is Soarin'. Now, you do only have to be 40 inches to get on Soarin'. So my niece at 3 years old could have ridden it, but she was actually asleep in the stroller. It was super late at night whenever we rode it, so we didn't want to wake her up. But it's a like virtual, it takes you through like this virtual tour of like all these different countries and landscapes. It's so cool. Like, it was one of my absolute favorite rides, and it is so cool. So I highly recommend that you guys check that out. If you do get motion sickness really easily, you might want to skip Soarin' because there is a lot of this type of thing, you know, and then you're watching a screen where things are moving, you're flying over water, you're flying over land. So definitely keep that in mind. I don't want anybody to, you know, hear me say that it's amazing and then throw up because they got dizzy. You've been warned. But it's amazing. And then there's also the test track ride where you build your own car through this like technology like touchscreen thing, and then you ride through like this test of like your car or whatever. I mean, it's fun, but it's not something that I'm like super sad if I miss type thing. Like, we did not ride it this year in 2017, and I was totally fine with it. So there is that one. And then Mission Space is going to be under refurbishment this summer for like 3 months. But if you guys are going, you know, before or after the refurbishment, it's a space simulator. You know, you become an astronaut, they send you on a mission, whatever. It's another one that I wasn't super into, but if you have kids who are like really into space and science and things like that, you might want to check that out. But as far as the rest of the rides, they're all very toddler friendly, kid friendly. The number one thing that I suggest that you fast pass is Frozen Ever After. Yes, they built a Frozen ride. It is where the Maelstrom Viking ride used to be in Norway, and it is so much fun. Like, I don't care how old you are. I don't care if you're so sick of Frozen that you could shoot yourself. When you're in that little boat and you go through those doors and boom, there's Elsa. Like, I don't care who you are. You're gonna be like, ah! It's so much fun. It's amazing. My niece loved it. You're gonna see everybody that's familiar. You know, you're gonna see Olaf and Anna and Kristoff, and it's just awesome. I absolutely loved it. And the line when we used our fast pass was like 2 hours. I mean, it was crazy. I wanted so badly to ride it again, but the line was just too bad. So I was so thankful that we fast passed it. Definitely get a fast pass for that one. And then the rest of them, you kind of just can like pick and choose. There's Journey Under the Sea or Journey Into the Sea with Nemo and Friends. It's a Nemo ride. It's very similar to the Little Mermaid ride at Magic Kingdom. You just sit in a seashell and ride through the movie, basically, but ride through the storyline of Finding Nemo. My niece is obsessed with Finding Nemo and Finding Dory. She loved it. It is a lot of fun. And then at the exit of that ride, you actually could go through an aquarium, which is great. I mean, it is amazing. There are dolphins, there are sharks, there are stingrays. I mean, my niece was going crazy. So definitely stop to take the time to check out the sea life that's there. And you could also enter Turtle Talk with Crush at that area as well. It's a little like show. It's like an interactive show where you speak with Crush from Finding Nemo, and then he does have a special guest who comes through. I know that they alternate them, but our special guest was actually Bailey, the beluga whale from Finding Dory. So they have added, the characters from Finding Dory, Hank, Destiny, Bailey, all. Of course I know all of this because my niece is obsessed with it, but they have that there, so that's really fun. So if your kids are into, Nemo or sea life, they could go and interact with Crush and ask him questions and stuff, and it's really funny. It's a funny little show. So there is that. There's also the Journey into Imagination with Figment. Figment is a little purple dragon, and he is so much fun. It's like a science type of ride where Figment takes you through and talks about the five senses. You get to see and hear, smell, all kinds of stuff, and it's really, really fun. He's super cute. He makes all kinds of little jokes throughout the ride. My niece was obsessed with it. She loved it, and she still talks about it. So that's one thing that, you guys should definitely check out if you have kids. And there's also Spaceship Earth. You can actually go inside the big ball. Everybody knows the big ball and associates it with Epcot. You could go inside. There's a ride there. And it's showing you how, technology has advanced since the beginning of time. And it's very cool. It's very relaxing. And then there's a little interactive, like, touchscreen little thing where they take your picture and, like, they put you in this, like, virtual reality. So it's really cool. My niece really liked it, but she was a little freaked out because it's very, very dark. So if you have kids who are afraid of the dark, make sure that they are okay with riding it before, you force them to do it or whatever. So that is, that's over obviously in Future World. I kind of bounced all over the place. Nemo's in Future World. And then the last one that I want to talk about is, I cannot remember what they call it. Like the tour. Hang on, you guys. I'll be right back. I'm so sorry about that. I got an important phone call. So, anyways, we're going to jump right back in. And the last ride that I have to recommend, I believe it's called the Tour or something like that, but it's called something, the Three Caballeros. And it's Panchito and Jose and Donald Duck. And it's just a little boat ride. It's very similar to It's a Small World, but it is so much fun. And it is so cute. And so I definitely recommend that you guys check that one out. No height requirement. Your kids are going to love it. So I'm going to turn my notes around and we're just quickly going to talk about, I always recommend that you guys get the photo pass. It's totally worth it. It is, it's awesome. You don't have to worry about taking out your phone or your camera. You get so many different pictures, so many different angles. They'll take pictures of you and your children with the characters, so you don't have to worry about that. And it's totally worth it. So I highly recommend it, especially for like families. Because if you split up in the parks, if you're all on the same account, you can have them scan your Magic Band and everybody can take, separate pictures if you want to or whatever. So let's go ahead and talk characters. So there's quite a few people that you can meet at Epcot. The number one that I would recommend is definitely to meet, sorry. I'm getting so many important things on my phone. I'm so sorry, you guys. You can meet Mickey, Minnie, and Goofy in their traditional outfits. So I highly recommend that you guys do that. It's at the, I believe it's called like the character spot or something like that. And you can meet them, like I said, in their traditional outfits. If you're looking for that classic family picture with Mickey Mouse, that's really the place to do it. And then straight across the way there, you can also meet Baymax from Big Hero 6, and you can meet Joy and Sadness from Inside Out. So they were hilarious. I loved it. My niece loved it. You can meet them. And then over in the World Showcase, you can meet Aurora and Belle and Alice and Mary Poppins, all within the France and the UK. You can meet Jasmine in Morocco. You can meet Snow White in Germany. Anna and Elsa are in Norway. That line gets extensive. So if there's a fast pass available for that and you have, little ones who really want to meet Anna and Elsa, I would highly recommend that you do that because those lines get crazy. You can also meet Mulan in China, and you can meet Donald Duck in a sombrero in Mexico, which is a fun little, it's a fun little opportunity. So I think that's it. I'm racking my brain, but I think that's all. Either way, there's quite a lot of character opportunities. There's a lot of, really cool, like little pop up character meets that you don't really expect. So those are cool. Definitely keep an eye on your app and the tour guide just to make sure that you don't miss anything. And then as far as the nighttime show, it's called Illuminations. It is done in the river between Future World and the World Showcase, and all of the buildings of the World Showcase, like they light up, and it's very interactive. There's fire, there's fireworks. So if your kids are afraid of fireworks, just keep that in mind. But my niece is afraid of fireworks, and she did okay. So it's cool. It's got. It's a very different theme, but I really enjoyed it. I thought that it was really, really cool. So I think that's about all that I have to talk about for Epcot. If you guys have any questions, if I skipped anything, definitely leave me a comment down below. I would love to talk. I would love to hear your thoughts. Do you go to Epcot? Have you been there? What's your favorite ride? What's your favorite place to eat? Just let's talk about it. This is my favorite subject. So thank you guys for sitting through this video. I super appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!